I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
How did we meet, Allan?
I thought you looked like you needed a Scotsman in your life, so I DM'd you.
Yeah, so he DM'd me and I saw it, but I did notice that he lived in Europe, and so I responded, but it was a little bit of, how would this even work? Like, he's in England, so why should I even kind of entertain this? But he was very sweet and very kind in his message, and we started to talk offline on WhatsApp. And then when I Googled him, I was like, oh, he's really cute. I was like, maybe if he happens to ever be in the States, I'll go out on a date with him. And he had mentioned he was going to be in Tampa, so he could stop on the way to Nashville. And so I thought, why not? And then we met at the one hotel, and it was like I was living my own Christmas movie. Like, I've done so many of them that I felt like I stepped in as an actual character of that, because it was in November, so all the Christmas lights were up and the trees, and so I walk into the one, and the tree's beautifully lit, and then there's just this handsome man in his little pea coat, and he just like turns around. It was like slow motion, and I was like, well, I'm screwed. Game over.
Promise it wasn't staged.
I mean, it was a little dramatic. It was like this turn, and then like your accent, and then I was just melted.
And that's how we met.
The chemistry was already there over FaceTime, but
yeah.
There's something where, like, obviously I was attracted to him over FaceTime, but there's so much more than just attraction. So I'm like, how is this going to play out when we actually meet in person? Because it can be a different vibe. We might not vibe great together.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure. But then when we met, everything was just, the conversation was very easy. I understood him 90% of the time. Now I fully can understand him, but it was it did take a few, like, what? Sorry, like, what did you say?
A few of those.
Yeah, but it was an easy conversation, and I just felt really comfortable with him, and it was like we knew each other.
Yeah.
And then also, like, on first dates, I always feel like I kind of have to either defend myself or they bring up past stuff, and with him, it just was like he just wanted to get to know me, and it was like, yeah. I don't know, I just felt like you already knew me in a way, like you already were in a way already trying to protect me.
Yeah, I think there was the attraction, but there was also the fact that I was like, because people say, well, how do you know when you don't know someone? And it's difficult to describe, you just know. And then there was the kind of feeling of I really wanted to protect her as well. As soon as I knew her and seen her, I actually spoke to my brother. I was like, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble here.
We always had a plan, like, we're gonna get engaged, get married, have a baby. It went the different order, and that's okay. When it came to the proposal, when he did it was perfect, because we had just finished the gender reveal. We had all our friends over, and then this house was still being built. So it wasn't out of the norm for him to ask this, because we'd go for family walks a lot, but he's like, hey, let's go for a walk up to the new house, just to kind of see like the build and how it's going. So I didn't even think in that moment it would happen, because we're always walking up here. And then it was me and the kiddos outside on the front step, and then I turn around and he's down on one knee on the house that where we've created our little family. It was perfect.
And we spend a lot of time out the front, and I knew we would spend so much time out there because of the view. So I think the front step had just been built a few days before, hadn't it?
Yeah.
So I thought Jana was just literally sat there looking out onto the view, and I thought, okay, it's the perfect time. I had the ring stuffed down my pants.
Were you nervous?
A little bit.
Really? Yeah. Even though we had a baby? Yeah. Or a growing baby?
Well, it's still a big thing.
I just knew that I wanted to marry him, and I really wanted the wedding too for the kids. We had talked about just going away and doing it ourselves, but it was important for me to have the wedding also for Jolie and Jay, so that she can see, like, okay, they're married now.
So I think there's a magical sense of, okay, it's in Scotland, it's in a castle, and it just seems really special for everyone, but more importantly you. I mean, you thoroughly deserve that moment.
But also, like, for his parents as well, like they don't love to travel as much, and he's got really close people there that I wanted it to be, you know, easier for them as well. And also, I know how much your family means to you too. So just to be able to have something that's a little bit more convenient for them as well. And who doesn't love a good castle? So. And Scotland heritage, of course. So he looked at a bunch of venues. He would FaceTime me and show me videos. And the original place that we loved didn't have the wedding dates that we wanted. And so that was kind of out for us. And then there was a few other places. One was a beautiful venue, but it just seemed too formal. We wanted it to be very just laid back, beautiful, but we didn't want it to look like a wedding venue, I guess, if that makes sense.
We wanted it to feel like the guests were all coming to like a home for the 3 days. Yeah, and we could call it their home for the 3 days.
Right, and we really wanted it to be like everyone was together in one place. That was just like super important to me. But none of the places were really checking that box. And so we were running out of options. And I just went on Airbnb. I Airbnb'd the weekend we wanted. And I was like, you know, it's like stunning Carnell Estate. And I was like, babe, like I found this place on Airbnb. You think we could just do this?
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's got a lovely winding road up to the castle, and it's got a little lake. And
it truly does look just like an old time, beautiful layout of castleness.
Castleness, yeah.
My two besties who are part of my bridal party, they're like, what do you want the colors to be? I'm like, I don't care. Like, what color dress do you want to wear? Like, I have an idea of like, maybe if you want to do cream or a green, or we finally ended up on this twilight color that matched their kilts. But I really just wanted Scotland to be the background. It's such a beautiful country that I'm like, that is what the spotlight should be on. And that's why I didn't really care about having a certain color or a bunch of flowers. Those little details, I just really didn't care, as long as he was there and showed up, and my family and besties, my besties were there. Like, it didn't matter to me.
Well, the gardens at the castle are beautiful, so it's naturally got a lot of colour there, doesn't it? Especially in the summer when it's blooming. So we didn't want to overdo it with flowers, recognising that the gardens were so beautiful.
The ceremony will be outside on the lawn.
Yeah, there's like a dip, and as soon as you walk out the front doors, there's like a valley, a small valley in the garden, or the yard, as Americans call it. And that's where it'll be, and the castle would be directly in the background. And the reception is in like a big, huge dining area, stroke ballroom. And
we do have a special thing. I wasn't gonna follow through with it, but he had just surprised me with it. There's gonna be a horse and carriage ride that Jolie and I will ride in on. I was like, no, we don't need that. Like, we do not need the horse and carriage thing at all. Like, I'm not a princess or Meghan Markle. Like, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, and he was like, no. He's like, you deserve that. The kilts were just an ongoing conversation. I'm like, you wear whatever you want, because I know kilts are, well, I don't know, but you say kilts are very not comfortable?
No, it's not that they're not comfortable. They're normally pretty heavy, so if you're wearing them for hours and hours and hours, they can become uncomfortable. But they're so traditional and classic that when we raised it, should I wear a suit or wear a kilt? My mum's like, well, you've got to wear a kilt. You must wear a kilt.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I clocked that over Christmas time too. When we were talking about it, I mean, there was, in her mind, like, you had to wear a kilt. So I was like, all right, we're doing a kilt to honor their traditions as well. Yeah. And so if the kids are wearing kilts, the baby will have a kilt. Jolie's a flower girl. Jace will be carrying the ring, and his son
Troy and my nephew will be ushers, and my brother will be best man. One of my best mates will marry us.
He's really funny, and so when we thought about like who would marry us, he was one of the first people that came to mind.
Yeah.
Allan, can you please slide that ring on just as good as you slid into Jana's DMs?
We want it to obviously be sentimental, but I think to have a piece of humor is always fun for everybody.
Everyone celebrate, well done.
We have a ceilidh band.
A ceilidh, which is traditional Scottish music, and traditional Scottish dancing, which
what is
I'm not
what
very
is
good
the
at.
like What is the dancing like for ceilidh dancing?
It's highly energetic and built for extroverts.
Oh, you're gonna hate it.
No, it's like what they're going to teach us
They're gonna
when we
teach
get
us.
there. Yeah, they're
Okay.
going to teach us when we get there. There's a lot of flinging around and hand holding.
Oh, and what are we? The food, the something pie, shepherd's pie? No.
No, haggis, babe.
Oh, haggis. Well,
Haggis. Haggis.
What's haggis?
Haggis is a combination of ingredients that you don't need to know. It's best that you don't know. There's oats in there, babe. That's all you need to know.
And then like the cake will have
The
a
tartan ribbon.
which is family tartan around the cake. So yeah, we put some Scottish pieces in there. One of the main things I really wanted, I'm just a sucker for fireworks. I just think they're beautiful. I get emotional. There's something just like, that was my one thing. And I'm like, I'd rather have fireworks than flowers. So if we're budgeting things for the wedding, we gotta have fireworks. And so that I'm just really excited about.
Yeah.
Because there's just something so like, it's like a celebration.
They'll be towards the end because in Scotland it doesn't get dark till like 11 o'clock at night. So we're gonna have to wait quite late for the fireworks.
What I love most about our life together, I mean, I just never imagined the goodness. And he's brought so much, oh, I'm gonna cry, joy to my life, to my kids' life. And I just never thought like, the happy ending exists, and like how he is with Jolie and Jace and seeing him as a father. And it's just how incredible he is with all of them. And then with me, it's just, he protects me so well. He's so loving. He cares so deeply about just everybody. He's got such a beautiful heart. And I know that no matter what is thrown our way, like we're in this together, and I just love doing life with him. He's my best friend, and I love doing parenting with you. I just love every part of it.
And that's why I wanted to go first, because I now need to follow that up. There's a list of why I love her so much. I think we're at a point in our lives where we can really appreciate how strong our love is, and we're mature enough to really value and protect the trust and respect in our relationship. And that makes me smile, and it makes Jana smile. And when she smiles, it's like my whole world lights up. And yeah, she's an incredible mum, an incredible partner. And I've got so much admiration for everything that you do for everyone, and how you make everyone feel so special that's around you. Your patience, how ambitious you are, and the attraction that I have for you on so many levels. But yeah, I think she's just the woman that I've always wanted to have by my side.